During the shooting of the show, there was, of course, this vote on Scottish independence. And I know, Sam, that you sort of spoke out on your feelings about that. How do you feel about how the vote went? And did it have any kind of weird reverberations on actually doing a show that deals with some of these issues?
Yeah, it was a fantastic period in Scottish history, and just almost by chance, that we're still talking about it, 200 years down the line, that or longer, that the same themes are relevant in the show. But
because you wanted the independence vote to be yes, right?
I was very much for the yes. I mean, when I first heard about the arguments, I thought it wasn't a great idea, and then just having spent time there and discussing it further, I thought it was a chance for more democracy for Scotland. Scotland is, without going into too much detail, but represented in Britain, in Westminster, and there's various things like there's the House of Lords that aren't actually voted for yet, have more power than the Scottish government. And it just seemed that the people of Scotland would have more control over what happened to them. Unfortunately, the vote went the other way, but it was pretty close. But also, I think the most important part of the whole process is that it's got people involved in politics again. There's, up until recently, there's been a lot of apathy and voter apathy, and the ratings have been very low. And in this, I believe it was like in the low 90% of people turned up to vote. And it's got people talking again about politics, and I think it's going to be good for British politics as well.
And I'm wondering, Tobias, as a Brit, were you emotionally involved in the Scottish independence vote, or did you think, were you just sort of watching as an observer?
Yeah, I mean, I went through. It was obviously a very interesting place to be working at that time. Yeah, I mean, I was very conflicted because I felt that I was fairly sure that Britain would be the lesser without Scotland. But it was hard not to be kind of excited by the energy that you could feel in the country at the idea of being given being given sort of more autonomy. So, yeah, and so actually, by the end, I could really feel the disappointment that was present on the day after when it hadn't gone through. And I think it would have been very interesting for Scotland, but honestly, from English point of view, I think we would have definitely been the lesser to have lost. Scotland's a very, very vibrant country and contributes a great deal to Britain. So, yeah. My sense is I'm fairly sure, given how close it was, it will be a decision that will be revisited in the not too distant future.
We're already talking about it, I believe. Yeah.